Hello? Is this anybody? Okay, so apparently I turned my headset off. That's pretty genius. Sorry about that, guys. So I promise I was actually talking that whole time. Uh, can you hear me any better now? Okay, perfect. Um, so sorry about that, guys. I didn't even realize that my mic was muted. So what are some teams that you guys would like to see? Offense, defense? Do you want to attack the team that I just had up there? Do you want to see your own version of teams? Yeah, and sorry, Gore, I actually greeted you earlier when you first logged on, I promise, but apparently my mic was muted, so I apologize for that. Yeah, if it ever comes through as if it ever comes through as like I'm just not talking, then that's probably wrong. So just let me know in the chat, and I'll try and address it. Sorry about that again. But what would we like to see? What do you guys want to see? Do you have an attacking team in mind? Do you have a defending team in mind, either with or without Amira, Satori? There's lots of new changes. Quiet bunch today, huh? Everyone wants to see Amira, but nobody wants to put a team together. So let's go back to this team that I had listed here. What would you guys hit this team with? I think the two that I hit it with so far lost. What would you hit this with? You would hit it with Amira without Satori, Lance? Just make sure to spell out the whole teams and situation you're describing, so I have an idea. Because if I have to guess, I'm probably not going to get it right. Cornelius, he would probably do pretty good because he does physical damage, not magic. She doesn't have the highest intelligence in the game, I don't think, but she's definitely up there, higher than Ziri, higher than Jorgen at least. Oh, perfect. Well, here's your first chance, Lance. This team right here does not have Satori, and it does have Amira. So what would you guys like to hit this team with? What kind of teams are you interested in seeing how they fare against them? Sorry, I keep having to cough. Well, nobody is speaking up, so we are just gonna throw a Kark at it. See how that goes. My Kark is not maxed. He's about 87,000, I want to say. But he does have max armor penetration. So, clearly he was able to kill Helios. Oh, but he's getting rezzed in. Oh, he survived the fire. Luckily, Nebula healed him right at the last second. Hopefully he breaks that gold. There he does. So now the question, oh, what just happened to Nebula? Oh, the gold. The gold killed her from Amira. So now the question is, can Cart kill Ziri? Which I don't think he can. Her armor is way too high. Alright, so that was a fail. I mean, I don't know why someone would run this team against this, but ODH is a common team, so I'm going to do that since nobody is offering suggestions. And we'll throw Nebula in there to give Orion a very needed boost to his damage, since Amira blocks low magic damage, particularly on the front three. Wow, Amira almost died there. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Orion couldn't deal any damage to shake the gold off him because of Jorgen's ult. And I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because the fight's dragging on a lot longer than I thought it might. And it just completely stalled it out. And again, my Amira is not max. She's only 76,000. She is max other than her artifacts. She has a 4-star weapon, 4-star book, and 5-star ring. Let's throw twins at them. See how twins does. Old Faithful, right? Speed it up a little bit, get to the good part, which is this. Oh, Celeste bit it. Question is Amira gonna stand strong? My guess is probably not. So yeah, twins just kind of tore them to pieces. So an interesting thing, which it works out actually as I had predicted it would. Amira's patronage, the magic damage reduction, her third skill. Oops, there we go. So this skill says allies do not take magic damage below that amount. That doesn't mean it reduces all magic damage by this amount. It just means that if it's below that amount, the damage will be 0. If it's above that amount, it will be the full damage. So it doesn't subtract 40,000. Like in the case of Alvinor. Alvinor blocks 41,000. So even if they do more than 41,000, he subtracts 41,000 from their damage. But Amira does not. Amira is either all or nothing with her block. So that's something interesting. So we still didn't beat this team. Oh wait, we just did. We just beat it with twins. Okay, so what other kind of teams do you guys want to see? Got access to almost every hero here. Figure she's the lowest build at 76k, then Kark at 87k, Isaac is maxed, Zisha is maxed. What would you like to see? Ziri, Amira, Martha, Judge, and Jorgen. I'll assume that you meant on defense, unless you state otherwise, which I can always go back and fix. But for now, I have it on defense. So this is against the same twins team we just saw. Trying to fast forward to Lars's Tornado, which is where it gets good. They actually held up pretty well through all that. Amira blocked Krista's ult. And Jorgen's ult actually strengthens the patronage, so the magic damage block. Oh, wow. Lars just almost instantly died. There he goes. Faceless is down. Look at that. Defended the teams very well. Or the Twins team, rather. Didn't kill them, but it timed them out. What else? You want to see something else hit this team? You want to see how it holds up against some of those other teams as well? Is it Kark, Nebula, Jorgen, Faceless, Azeroth? And if you don't want to see this, you can cut me off anytime. You can tell me something else. I'll throw whatever in. Still, okay. So the Corvus team on offense. All right, let me just fast forward through this Nebula fight real quick. Man, Nebula keeps just getting torn up by Amira. That's something interesting. Nebula seems to just get wrecked by Amira because she doesn't really do any damage, so she can't shake the gold, and her magic defense is super low. So we have Corvus Judge, Maya Celeste Heidi. And I think I get where you're going with that. You're doing a ton of pure damage, and you have Judge offering a magic attack boost, so that's cool. And Celeste offering more magic attack buffs while simultaneously keeping the team alive. Let's go. So trying to bypass Amira's patronage skill. Fortunately, the team doesn't have a lot of multi-hit characters, although I guess Zeri is the closest with her counterattack. Ooh. A lot of your damage dealers just died. And also keep in mind, Amira, so that timed out. Amira will block more magic damage and deal a lot more magic damage because my Amira is probably missing like 4,000 or 5,000 magic pen, something like that. She's only four stars, so yeah, 4 is halfway there. So instead of 10,000 from the book, she's only getting 5. So she's got another 5k magic pen to go, and that's a crucial threshold because she's going from like 11,000 to 16 or 17,000. What else would you like to see hit this team? So far, this team has held up. What can we beat this with? You got a couple unit kills, but a couple unit kills isn't going to cut it when it comes to arena and war. So what would you like? How would you beat this team? Let's try an Old Faithful combo. See how this team stacks up. Actually, I didn't mean to put, oh well. I was gonna say I didn't mean to put Darkstar in there. I meant to add in Dorian, but as you can see, that did not work. Crit? Okay. Be more specific with your crit. I remember, assume that I know nothing, Lance. What type of crit team would you like to see? You want to see Kira crit? Do you want to see Daredevil, Yasmin, Ishmael, Jew? There's a lot of crit heroes out there. Even Artemis, Fox. But also remember, any agility based heroes you put in there are going to get critical hit from Amira. Kira, and then Daredevil. So we'll just do standard Kira Blunder type team. Astaroth, Anvari, Sebastian, Kira, Jet. Kira tends to struggle against Judge, but without Magic Pen on the team, it might not be an issue. And Amira really doesn't have any protection or healing here, so she'll be in trouble. Yep, she's down. But Kira is almost down also, so that's risky. Judge ults again. Oh, it's not going to be enough to get Kira the second time though. That first one almost got her. So Kira got through. Got through this team. Now, Daredevil, you said I'll throw Ziri up front. Unless you want a different Daredevil team, just let me know. Daredevil barely got through. Lance, we actually had Heidi in one of the fights that I believe Gore requested. He had Cornelius, or I'm sorry, Corvus, Judge, Maya, Celeste, and Heidi, and it did not work. Heidi and Celeste got killed kind of early. So Aurora, Satori, Peppy, Faceless Martha. So an interesting thing, it looks like Amira's patronage works like Alvanor's shield, in that both of them deny Satori. Oh, that hurt Satori pretty badly. Both of them deny Satori his marks on his basic attack. So yeah, this team is definitely going to stand that assault. So this team didn't hold up so well against a Blunder team, which makes sense. Kira takes out Martha's ability to heal. Amira has no way to get healed, so she just takes massive damage from Kira and dies very early. And then there's no magic pen on the team, so there's no risk. There's not, well, no, I shouldn't say no risk, but there's very low risk to Kira as far as damage backfiring on her. Let's try something like Lilith, Phobos, Leon, Peppy. So in this kind of a lineup, we've got 2 mages in front of Dorian, 2 mages behind Dorian, so all 5 units on the team are within Dorian's aura. They all have, well, the front 3 anyway, have a very high magic defense. So Leon has over 30,000, I believe, Phobos 28 or 29, Dorian 27, something like that. Peppy only, or my Peppy only has like 14k, and I'm not sure what Lilith has off the top of my head, but she's strength based, so her magic damage is not going to be blocked by Amira's patronage, because she only blocks magic damage from intelligence based heroes. So let's see how this works. And Leon does does part pure damage. But Phobos reduces magic damage dealt by the enemies, and Phobos also locks down and energy drains them. So let's see how this goes. Because if they can get Amira, which it looks like they're struggling to deal damage to her, although they almost got her right there. Almost. There's not quite enough damage to go around, though. If the fight were a little longer, they could have gotten it. So I'm going to say adding Maya into that team. Let me just see what the damage, who did the least damage there. I want to say it was Peppy. But I might be wrong. Whoever it is, I'm basically going to replace with Maya. They all did very low damage. So I'm gonna still take out Peppy just because Phobos has the extra utility and energy drain, etc. So Lilith, Maya, Phobos, Dorian. Who was the other one? Leon, right? Maya's not in the aura, but Maya can heal herself and still has the added benefit of a magic defense buff. Alright, Judge is down. Amira's down. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. They're dropping like flies. Got them all. Excuse me. So just for the benefit of those watching, let's take a look at the damage meter for this fight. And now, mind you, let me see. There's some of these magic damage hits. I guess a lot of that's pure. I was trying to see if there were any that were just like 45k, because Amira blocks up to 45k when she really gets built. But you can see there, Lilith, her magic damage is not mitigated at all by Amira, so she really does a lot of damage because she's strength based. As the fight goes on, Lilith grows bigger in size, increasing her max health and current health, and then almost as long as she's healing, like off Dorian, she basically will almost become immune to all of Amira's skills except for the ultimate, but even then, she's going to probably deal enough damage to break it. So Lilith seems like a very good unit against Amira. Maya also because of the pure damage, so you can see she did almost 1,000,000. Leon does part magic, part pure, so she's nice to have. And, you know, Phobos, just for the magic damage reduction. What else do you guys want to see? What other teams? What have you been thinking about? What have you seen? What have you seen on your servers? Are there teams that you see that work? Are there teams that you're just afraid to attack? What do you got going on? Anybody at all? Tough crowd today. Alright. Let's see. do... Actually, I want to see that other team again real quick. I'm very curious what a team like this would do. Aurora, Sebastian, Dante. What else? Hey, how's it going? Is it Sexy Brasilia? Hard to tell because every other letter is caps in that. Let's see. Zeri Twins, Jorgen Dorian on defense. Okay, I'll put that up in 1 second. Sorry, I was lost my train of thought for a second there. I really wanted to test something with Dante. I definitely want something with, I guess I'll put Dorian back there to give extra healing, and then I'll just put something like Lilith. Reporting this channel to Hero Wars Central. For what? Charlie knows that I stream. He actually helped me set it up. So look at this. Oh, that coin rain just hurts so bad. So my logic in doing that its halt was trying to leverage Amira's fair deal skill into giving Dante crit, into making him crit very often with Sebastian. It's holiday time. We don't make jokes at holiday time, Rod. And I'm sorry, Zeri Twins. What was it? Jorgen and what? Dorian. Okay, so let's just do that so I remember. And then, what did you want to hit this with? I assume something with this, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're looking for a little more of this. What are you thinking about? This is going back to Gore. I know you said you wanted this defense line. So what were you thinking about hitting it with? It doesn't have to be Gore, it can be anybody. What does anyone want to hit this team with? You want to see something with Satori? You want to see something with Mystics in general? Amira? What do you got going on in your brains? It doesn't even have to be them. It can be whatever you want. Stream's all about testing. Any team. Well, see, when you open up the gates like that, that just makes me go back to like a mage killer team. Haven't played the game in a while. This live stream came up on my feed. Well, we're glad to have you, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Yes. Well, you can see down here there's Amira, there are Isaac, and Zisha. These are the 3 newest heroes. And then, depending on when you quit, Tristan as well was in April. So these are the 4 new heroes from this year. Which team can you beat the Amira? Alright, let me go back here. You said Amira, Ziri. Oh wait, did you say Ziri? Oh wait, Amira, Satori, Celeste, Martha, and... well, you said Ziri or Rufus. Okay, so let's say Ziri. Martha, Satori, and Celeste. So just like full-on mystics, right? Yeah, and oops, I guess I didn't mean to do that in offense. I should have done that on defense. But yes, Rod. I'm just calling you Rod because it's easier than saying the full thing. As you can see now, these 5 heroes listed here: Ziri, Celeste, Amira, Satori, and Martha, as well as Rufus, all are part of a new tribe called Mystics. So they're kind of the new hot thing right now, and you can see they're blocking the twins' magic damage, so their whole thing kind of revolves around manipulation of other heroes' abilities. So let's go back here. Back to the matter at hand. Satori and Amira. Okay, so we've got this up here. And so you want to know how to beat this team. So does anybody have any thoughts on what they would do to beat this team? I mean, Amira kind of kills herself against Kira there. Ooh, look at that. Satori just melts the whole team. Anybody want to help out Ali here? Hey, McAllis, how are you doing? So, magic defense, I feel like, works wonders against this team. Rufus's shield could be useful against Amira, yeah, absolutely. He blocks a lot of magic damage, and she does a lot of magic damage. So, I mean, there's no guaranteeing it would be up at the same time. But yeah, it would definitely be good. So, I mean, I would think Maya and Cornelius are good places to start against this team. Cornelius still kind of destroys Satori, and they only have 2 armor buffs. You could get something like Jorgen to ensure that Cornelius gets to ult before Satori does. Then just throw in a tank and throw in something else for good measure. Let's say I kind of want, yeah, we'll throw Celeste in there. See how that does. So surprisingly, Satori didn't die first, but he also really didn't do anything. It's a very magic defense heavy team, and you can see Ziri struggling, but she goes down. And I mean, that was a pretty easy fight there. We really didn't take any damage. Like, he got his mark set up, but then he just gets energy blocked forever. He finally ults, but into 2 magic defense artifacts, and, look at that damage. So, You can see there's a lot of healing going around. Versus this Mystic team. So we have Rufus, King Mao, Dante, Kira, Dorian. Dante, Rufus, I think Dorian. So my King Mao and Kira are basically missing glyphs. That's about it. My Kira does have max armor penetration though. It's risky poking the bear so early though, like how they're like just kind of stabbing Satori, daring him to ult. Yep. So that team did not. It's fun to watch Satori do tons of damage though, but we'll skip this. Marcus Cornelius Faceless Thea Jorgen. So let's see, Marcus Cornelius. So one thing that I worry about with this team is their ability to kill Zeri. Jorgen Faceless maybe, but I feel like they're really going to struggle with that. Glad we could help, Ali. Let's see. I think you'll get the whole back line. But I think you're really going to run into problems when it comes to killing Zeri here. Her armor is so high and Cornelius only does physical damage. And then you run into this timeout here. So unfortunately, you get everyone but Zeri. So you always have to consider the tank. Blessed team, let's see. I don't think so. I think they time out against Zeri. Because I think Tristan gets picked off. I left Artemis out, but just because she's my lowest built of the bunch. And she's probably the least beneficial here. But like you can see Tristan already gaining tons of bonus energy, and he's critical to killing Zeri. Like, he can definitely kill Satori, but he also dies in the process. Oh, and he didn't even kill Satori this time. That sucks. Alright, so yeah, Blessed team cannot defeat the Mystics. Particularly if they're using Zeri as a tank. Because they really don't have a way to kill Zeri. If they didn't have Satori, that would be a very different story, because then I think Blessed would walk right all over them. So, not that anyone would ever run this team, but let's just say, for argument's sake, somebody was running this team. Then we'll just throw the Blessed team in there. So now, when you have Tristan not really in any risk of dying, let's see if... Oh, they didn't quite get it. Zeri still timed them out. So, as you can see, Zeri is quite a powerhouse. They were lacking some damage. So maybe Artemis would be better there. If I used Artemis instead of Marcus, maybe that would work. I'm just trying the Elmir, Daredevil, Dorian, Isaac team here. Real quick. Daredevil, Dorian, Elmir, Isaac. Oh, DS. Okay, missed that. Let's see how this does. Amira is definitely going to ult very early. Ooh, never mind. He doesn't get to ult. As you could probably guess, this is going to be bad for our heroes. Daredevil's going to be healing quite a bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And she keeps getting stunned. Killed Amira Satori team. This is an Amira Satori team with Tristan Morgan Corvus. Cornelius. Wait, what? Oh, not Corvus. Cornelius. Astaroth. And what was the other? Faceless or Jorgen? Let's start with Faceless. Although Jorgen's probably better. We'll see. Ali, yeah. I am on Facebook as well. I actually am the admin of the unofficial, like the biggest unofficial Facebook page for them. If you go to Facebook and look up the group Hero Wars Mobile Community, the GOAT, and I will put that in the chat. That's the name of the Facebook group, and you can check it out. We have about 14,000 people there. So I'm not quite sure why you brought Morgan if you had Tristan. I'm not sure if it was for the extra armor pen or assuming that you're trying to block a resurrection. Yeah, I'm Tim Davis. Tim is my name. What other teams would you guys like to see? Offense, defense, you tell me. Give me the whole team. I'll throw them in here for you. Yeah, it's tough when people are using, when they're using Zeri to tank. Zeri is so strong against physical attacks as it is, and then you double that with Amira's protection against magic, and Zeri can be very, very tough to deal with. And the thing that's really annoying is you can, once she dives under, if you don't kill Satori while she's under, he's gonna just get low enough to ult, and then he's gonna ult when she comes back up, and you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So you either have to be ready to deal with the ult to absorb the hit. You'll either have magic defense buffs up, or remove as many marks as you can, or just you have to kill him before he does. One of the two. What other kind of teams would you guys like to see? So in this fight, let's see. And this time I'll add Jorgen to try to slow Satori down, because I think Faceless only really sped him up by doing the slam damage to him. King Mao. What did we say? Cornelius and Tristan? Was it Tristan? I think it was Tristan, yeah. Ooh. Celeste heals. Oh, and so that might have worked if... Huh? Man, Jorgen's leper keeps redirecting and saving Satori, and look at that. You're right, so far, King Mao over Morrigan definitely made a difference. Got through the team. And I'll play that back just so you can see the damage. Damage meters at the end. I'd say Cornelius did a little bit of damage there. What do you think? $10 million, I think it's okay. An okay number. Alright, I saw another team in here. Marcus, Faceless, Jorgen, Celeste, Cornelius. Marcus, that's who I'm looking for. I'll give that one. So Stefan, is that what you wanted to see on offense, or that's what you'd like to see on defense? The Aurora, Dante, Dorian, Amira iteration. Amira is not maxed for me, mighting. She's 76,000. She is completely maxed other than her artifacts. She has 4-star weapon, 4-star book, and 5-star ring. Otherwise, she's completely maxed. Then my King Mao is maxed, except she is missing all of her glyphs, and her book and her ring are both 5-star, I believe. Her weapon is 6-star, though. And otherwise, Martha's max, Celeste's max. Ziri is only missing her physical attack glyph, which really doesn't add anything. And that team barely got Ziri down in the last 9 seconds. But it still, nonetheless, got her down. I'm just replaying this video so I can see all the heroes, so I can remember. Yeah, so Tristan is maxed. Astaroth, only missing magic attack glyph. Jorgen and Cornelius are maxed. So yeah, I mean, most of the characters, with the exception of King Mao and Amira, all the characters are basically maxed. Like the stats they're missing are, like, they don't affect this fight at all. Amira and Helios can be okay, but it's not unbeatable. But in theory, it sounds good on paper, right? Sure, Stefan. Let's see the difference. Aurora, Dante, Amira. What were the others? Dorian, Faceless. Alright, so let's start with this on defense. Yeah, I'll do yours real quick on this other one, and then I'm actually going to use your team to hit the team that we just made. So Lilith, Astaroth, Orion, Dorian, Maya. I can see some potential here, although running Orion into Satori seems risky, although somehow he didn't die in the first ult, but Lilith is definitely not going to get through this, despite not dying herself. Now, let's throw that against this Aurora Dante team. Let me see if I can remember. Dorian and Astaroth. There we go. Look at that. So as a defense team, the Aurora Dante team did not hold up here. And I'll play that back just so you can see the damage meter. Hey David, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. Love seeing all you guys. It's fun talking about this stuff. And you can see, so even though Orion's damage gets shut down a little bit, Maya and Lilith still kind of go to town, since they do pure damage and Lilith isn't intelligence based. Alright, well there's an Amira team right here, so let's go with your Lilith, Dorian, Zisha, Judge, and Astaroth. Zisha is down here, Astaroth and Judge is up here. What do you think of Alvinor, Jorgen, Zisha, Amira, Martha? As an attacking team or a defensive team? So Zisha was able to pick off Dante here. Yeah, and Zisha's ult does so much damage that it's really hard to... Like, Amira can't mitigate the damage at all. Astaroth, Judge, and Dorian. Yeah, no problem, Lily. Thanks for stopping by. I will throw it up in just a second, Michaelis, so we can see. Ooh, that's a lot of back and forth. But this chaotic team came out on top. But now I guess is going to be the real test, right? As we saw an Alvinor tank team in here, and I love Alvinor tank. I really wish he gives Finkel, no, there's not a manual test mode. This is all auto. And I'm sorry, Alvinor. Where did I see it? Alvinor, Jorgen, Zisha, Amira, Martha. Alright, so we've got that on defense now, and we just had Judge, Lilith, Dorian, Astaroth, and Zisha as well. Well, unfortunately, Finkel's stall teams or defensive lineups you can never test because defense, even in manual mode, defense is always on auto. You're never actually playing live against another person. So in that video you can see here, I believe the chaotic team took it. So yeah, there was a little bit of pushback there, but not quite enough. There wasn't really any magic pen on the team, which I think is ultimately what held it back. I think if Zisha was replaced with someone offering magic penetration on the defending team, it probably would have worked out better. And I saw there was another one on here. Aurora and Vari, Satori, Nebula, Amira. Aurora and Vari, Satori, Nebula, Amira. Alright. And since this chaotic team is on a roll, we will throw it out there. So now this makes an interesting lineup because I believe, maybe with the exception of Nebula, that Aurora is the lowest magic defense on the team. So Zisha's ult, yep, she's targeting Aurora, which is getting the damage chopped down. So now Satori, ooh, that hurts. Looks like this chaotic team is a pretty good answer to a lot of the Satori teams, but I'm gonna throw a wrench in it. So we just had Satori and Vari, Amira, Nebula, Rufus. Now what do we do? The Jorgen Faceless combo in the Twins you talked about before? What about different teams with Phobos against Satori and Amira? Let me dive into that in a second. Miting Finkel, Jorgen Faceless combo. I mean, their ults are just extremely powerful together because Jorgen, well, so Faceless typically stuns. Like, he'll pick up the front line and stun the whole enemy team right before Jorgen ults in every battle. So it'll basically make it so Jorgen's ult is able to hit the whole enemy team, because normally it can't. It doesn't reach every hero in the backline. Yeah, because it's actually based on distance, like Dorian's are. So having Faceless push the enemies back guarantees Jorgen hits the whole team. And then Faceless will typically follow Jorgen's ult with his own ult, copying Jorgen's ult again, then re-restricting them and dealing massive damage because Faceless applies magic penetration. And you can even have it so when they're ulting very close in sync, and Jorgen will also get the magic pen buff. So they'll drop like 120,000 damage bomb on your whole team, and you don't get any energy for it. It's pretty brutal. And so then you imagine you're stacking that on top of the fact that twins are with them, and Lars is like executing your whole team while stunning you for 8 seconds at a time. It becomes pretty tough to deal with. And let's see. So the Phobos against Satori and Amira. And so So this is Satori and Amira. So, I mean, Phobos does get his damage reduced quite a bit. Let me just see here. I'm just gonna throw like an undead team in. Not Corvus though, because he's gonna just add so much unnecessary energy to Satori. We'll use Jorgen to try to minimize it, just so Phobos gets a chance to attack. Hey, we've... Ooh. What just... Oh, and Vari. So that was my bad. Yeah, but like you can see, Phobos' ult is just getting block, 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 block. So nothing is getting through this team. And then Satori ults, and then everybody starts dying. Asta, Ziri, Satori, Amira, Martha. Alright, so we've got this team lined up for defense. Who wants to take a crack at this? Till I see something, I'm just gonna roll that old Chaos team, since that was on a hot streak. I cannot remember the 5th unit judge. And yes, I will test it against that Rufus team. Almost got timed out here, but it did get through. Where is it at? Here it is. Chaos Hero is looking for some punishment. Hoping to get that lucky roll of the dice, huh? See if he can last hit Rufus. Nope, couldn't get through Rufus. And yes, Lilith is very strong. So Lilith's magic damage is not affected by Amira because Lilith is a strength-based hero. Lilith is not an intelligence-based hero, so she doesn't actually get affected by Amira's patronage skill. So Lilith and Jorgen are the two exceptions to her magic damage block. So if you ever want to get through that team, you can absolutely do it in 2 hits in war if you need to. You just run this. What else we got? Ziri, Celeste, Satori. There you go. That's a big front line. Forget Amira. We've got Satori in the house. How are people gonna get through this? Well, so far the chaotic team is holding together pretty good. Particularly against these mystics. I have no idea if this is going to do anything. I'm just throwing a team together since people aren't picking anything yet. Satori is Alvinor is an incredible tank against Satori. What about Satori, Amira, Martha? Versus your chaos lineup or against something in general? I feel bad for Amira because I think she's gonna eat this. Zisha ult. Wow, she managed to survive. Your Chaos team may have just met their match here. Looks like it. Your Chaos team lost to your Mystic team. And from my fight, you said King Mao, Tristan, Cornelius, Astaroth, Faceless. Let's see. I feel like no healing is risky, but we'll see what I know. Satori took quite a bit of punishment, but he hung in there in the middle somewhere. Came out on top. And then Astra, Satori, Celeste, Amira, Martha. Bless you. Defending against Kira teams. I feel like Kira probably does pretty good against this, but I might be wrong. I think we had a team like this earlier and the Satori team won. Yep, looks like Satori won again. You still want to fight with this guy? Any ideas at all how to beat this team? Would you beat this team? I don't know. Probably not. What about really old faithful? I think this would beat the team. King Mao, Tristan, Jorgen, Astaroth, Cornelius. Alright, I will try that next. Let me just get through the Kark fight. Oh, Kark did not do so hot. Cornelius, Tristan, Jorgen, Astaroth. That's almost the same team as before, right? Just Jorgen over Faceless. So now it's going to redirect the damage away from Satori to Celeste for the res this time. You got them. I think you got it. Amazing how just swapping Jorgen for excuse me, Jorgen for Faceless created that dramatic shift. Well thought out. And then there was this other one that we were doing against Kira teams. They said Dorian. Now this time let's do Kira, Astaroth, Rufus, Galahad. So we're hiding Kira behind a bunch of tanks and letting her leech off Dorian and see how she does. Still not well. So Kira did not do particularly well. Try Galahad, Tristan, Yasmin. Where's the triple tank at? There we go. Galahad, Tristan, Yasmin. Sebjet. Looks like you probably got their number. Yeah, I mean, Sebastian can definitely add a lot. like now one thing that's interesting that I have to do more testing on. I'm gonna play it kind of slow when Faceless does his slam. Should be around this turn that he attacks. So Kark has the crit thing. That's the red circle. Oh, never mind. It went away. Oh, I guess it's because he's too far back in the team. Let me move him up one spot. I need it to line up with that skill. Faceless, Sebastian, Nesta, Martha, Kark. Alright, so now he's got the red mark above his head, so he's critting now. Let's see how hard he hits. Didn't crit there. Wow, he only crit for 41,000. Looks like timeout though. Swap Jorgen and Martha. Sorry, in which team? In this team? Asta, Satori, Celeste, Amira, Martha. Oh, swapping Jorgen and Martha. Well, Faceless is kind of needed for Kark's ability to deal damage. But, let's see, try Elmir, Seb, DDDS Jet. So that team might struggle because Celeste is probably going to kill Elmir. Let's see. Oh wow. They just did not give them a second to breathe. Just to make sure. Wasn't lucky crits out the gate. Bringing on the pain. The only thing that sucks is I don't think that would work if Siri was tanking. So you said Kark team. So Jorgen You said swap Faceless and Morrigan? And Jorgen for Martha? So just, like, Kark, Martha, Sebastian, Morrigan? Asta, like that? It's a goofy looking team. Let's see how it does. But without Faceless's pushback, Kark just kind of tickles. Which chaotic team would you like to see, Shengyun? Well, we could find out, David. We could put a team together with it. It's like something like this. I don't think they necessarily do, but we'll see. Undead subject. And I'll go back and do it against the other team as well. Doesn't beat the Helios version. Although I guess I can't say I'm surprised. Worked against this team though. Lilith, Dorian, Asta, Peppy, Zisha. Chaotic Heroes, here we go. Chaotic against Mystic. Now we already saw a couple teams earlier where the Chaos teams were doing really well against the Mystics. Let's see if it holds true in this instance. Not in this one. I think Judge might have made the difference. Judge instead of Peppy. Alright, so let's see. I don't know what that means. Helios, Amira, Dorian, Astaroth, Faceless. Okay. Ooh, that puts Amira in a very tough situation. Kira, Astaroth, Jorgen, Nebula, Martha. And I'll mind you, my Kira is missing some damage. She's missing her glyphs, so her agility and her physical attack. So she's probably missing about 3,000 or 4,000 damage. So that Amira might have actually died there. Zeri, Jorgen, Amelia. Alright, so Zeri, Helios, Jorgen, Amira, Dorian. Not quite sure the purpose of Dorian on that team, but because he's there for like the long haul fights to make sure Helios isn't taking massive damage, but Helios really isn't going to be taking much damage unless he's dead. Yeah, I would actually say you're right. It needs Faceless, not Helios. Or not Dorian, sorry. Yep. It defends it successfully. Yes, sir, I can. Which mystic team would you like? There are 6 mystics. Martha, Celeste, and Helios. So I'm assuming also with Amira. And Zeri? Because she's mystic. Asta, Yasmin, Seb, Jorgen, Martha. Wow. Yasmin got saved by Martha there. But now they don't have the damage to kill Ziri, so GG. The new skins, the winter skins. Yep, I have his magic defense skin maxed. I have his magic attack skin maxed. I have his magic defense skin maxed. So yes, Finkel, I do have them all. Celeste, Martha, Asta, Satori, Amira. So it was Jorgen, Asta, Seb, Martha, Yasmin. I'll give it a shot in just a second, mighting. Is there a reason you're adding Morrigan in there? There's no res there, right? Or was there and I missed it? Because if your goal is to just grant armor pen, you're probably better off using Tristan, I would think. Yeah, Astaroth. Yeah, because Martha is the lowest armor, so Martha becomes the target. But Yasmin died and Yasmin rezzed while trying to kill Martha is what happened. Because Helios turned around and started attacking her. Yasmin, Seb, Tristan, Martha. Well, they got Amira down, which is good. Alright, they made it. Go team. Sacrifice Yasmin, but as long as she can survive long enough to kill Amira, the rest drop pretty easily, it looks like. So that's the interesting thing about Yasmin, particularly against Helios. She could just wipe the whole team, but it's based on whether or not she's getting crits. So kind of ironically, she wants to not be getting crits while attacking Helios. She'll survive much better. Yeah, she really can, Mighting. You're right. I've had a fair amount of success not attacking them, but defending against them. Envari said DDDS Jet 2 against the Zeri team? Let's see. That's not Zeri. Zeri. Just fast forwarding a bit. It wins. Still. Now, if Satori were on the team, I think that would be a different story, David. Like if instead of Martha, they had Satori, I think that would go differently. Just playing devil's advocate here for myself, because I might be dead wrong. Because now they're actually going to deal damage to Satori a little bit and make him ult. Oh, they actually got him before he ulted. But now, you know, they don't kill Celeste in that time, so she's able to keep Zeri alive. Yeah, there's no way they're getting through that. Zeri, Satori, Amira, Martha, Helios. All right. What would you like to toss at this? Just anything? Because I'd just go right back to my Mage Killer meta combos and see what happens. Just Mage Killer meta combo is just Lilith, Dorian, Phobos, Leon +1. You fill the +1 based on the opponents. And in this case I chose Maya because she's got good health, she deals pure damage, which kind of gets around Amira, and she groups the enemies up. She also provides magic defense, which you can see just completely negated the gold damage. And they got right through that team. And even though I guess it may not be a widely known classic team, that team that I just showed you, that meta mage killer, and I say meta mage killer meaning it is the new meta, and it has been for some time, since Lilith's rework in October. That has been kind of the meta combination for beating almost any mage team. So it's pretty effective there. Yeah, he basically did 0 damage. It's really funny. Amira pair well in a twins team. Twins, Amira faceless. Why am I? There we go. And I guess we'll just throw Zeri up front since she's also Mystic, right? I didn't mean to use that as the attacking team. I meant to put that as defense. Oh well. Well, apparently it beats the Satori iteration we just had up. So there's that. But now, let's go Zeri. And I might even go so far as to put Martha or Celeste in over Faceless sometime. Or Jorgen. Because they either need heals or magic attack buff, in my opinion. But there's a team, so what would you like to hit this with? What would you like to see? Tristan Crit Teams is number 1 on the chopping block. I always scroll past Galahad when I put them together. Probably because he's the one that's not that important. They just walked right over Zeri, and they did get through the twins, but barely, so that depending on crit chance, that could definitely possibly not work. Cura crit. Oh, against the Helios in defense. Okay, I thought you wanted it against the Twins team. Sorry. Let's see. So this one. Cleaver Jet. Seb Tristan. Callahan. Yeah, not when crits are on the line. Well, they just walked right through that team. Jet. Asta, Vari, Soap, Kira. So Kira doesn't hold up. Yeah, Tristan makes everything a joke, basically. Oh, they got through Zeri here, and let's see. This one's pretty much as good as over. Classic Daredevil got through it. Twins. Yeah, I got you. I think everyone comes through with a slight delay. Twins, Dorian, Zisha, Celeste. So I don't think they're going to do enough damage here to get through. Especially if Amira was max, they definitely wouldn't. On the Daredevil team, it's... Oops, I think I just clicked the wrong... Yeah, it's the wrong battle. I mean, it's definitely... and I just hit the... Oh, good, it didn't take it. It's definitely Daredevil doing most of the damage. I mean, it's possible that... Darkstar did some. I don't think much of it was Elmir, but we'll see. Elmir's more just there for utility. Yeah. Almost all Daredevil, then a chunk Darkstar. Dorian almost outdamaged Elmir. I think Amira shines the most in teams where you can protect her long enough to let her ult that coincides with everyone going boom. I posted a video in the Facebook group yesterday, I guess, or whenever she launched 2 days ago, and you know, it's just like her ult completely wiping like that whole. I don't know if I can get it to recreate. Let me see. It was Helios, Dragon Faceless, Zeri, Amira. Pretty sure it was this team. I might have to run a couple tests to get it to trigger. Excuse me. So, Jordan gets his ult up. Zeri's gonna surface again. Amira drops her ult. So then, but Faceless got energy burn, so it's not gonna trigger there. But here, I don't know if it's gonna. Nope, didn't trigger in time. So basically, if Faceless doesn't get energy burn there, what ends up happening is, you know, as long as Faceless uses his ult within a few seconds after Amira does, his magic pen is still going to be active when the timer on her gold sets off, and the explosion, she's just going to hit everybody for like 500k, and then that's it. Like, you just win. But even still, you know, you saw they were able to defend here. At least I think they were. I skipped over it, I guess, but I think they defended. Yeah, like Amira just kind of blew people up at the end there, but typically speaking, Amira does all the damage. I'll post another video today if you're in the Facebook group. Check it out. I'll post it once we're done streaming here, which will probably actually be in just a few minutes. But yes, stop by and check out the video that I'm going to post there. It's only like a 2-second clip, but it's that whole team you just saw getting blown up from almost full health. But yeah, so my opinion of her is she's great at being just like this ticking time bomb and used as a damage dealer. There are other situations you could use her more around her patronage and that kind of thing, but I would be leaning towards leveraging those skills more on offense when you have more control over what enemies you're attacking, and you can kind of build your team around it to manage those skills better. But the damage is kind of always just like a creeping threat, and you want that threat to always be there. So protecting her so she can set that bomb is most important, I think. Hopefully that answers your question. But that's just from what I've seen in 2 days of play, so who knows how I'll think about it in 2 or 3 months from now. Yeah, I desperately need the Valkyrie's event for her. Oh, that's Kirk. You can see she's 445, so missing 5,000 magic pen really hurts her and her damage potential. And I've actually got some things coming up for work in just a few minutes, so I may cut the stream here. I think it's a good time during a lull, and we've been going for a while now, a little over an hour or two. So I appreciate everybody stopping by the stream, hanging out. We'll most likely do this again sometime soon. If you enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe, do all that. But definitely come check out the Facebook page later and check out the 2-second clip I'm going to post. Alright guys, thanks a lot for stopping by. Take it easy.